A thread by Soul War. Thomas Wichter drops another video that points out the left are determined to revenge themselves upon us for our having the unmitigated gall to love America and for acting like Americans. Our very existence, unchallenged, breaks their narratives. Link in the thread a Thomas Wichter video. Truth and reconciliation will set us all free. Soul War continues. America was never great, they scream at us. In the Pacific Northwest, I watched for months as lunatics chanted, "No good cops in a racist system." Then, 10 seconds later, they'd call a black officer the N word and physically attack them via thrown objects. You cannot reason with them. They have rendered the word racist completely meaningless. We can all see it was never about race at all. It was a strategy to divide us by people intent on fomenting a Marxist revolution on United States soil. All their talk about oppression is lip service, positioning to beat us down. Lou Dobbs's interview with Rudy Giuliani shows people are waking up to what's happening. Dobbs points out the Russia hoax, the impeachment hoax, the lockdowns, and then the rioting all culminated in a blatant power grab on November 3rd. Link in the thread to Lou Dobbs's interview with Rudy Giuliani. We all see it now. My brother Brian Cates, who was just banned off of Twitter, is in Baltimore right now for Saturday's March for Trump. Americans won't stand for what the Democrats and their big tech and mainstream media cronies are doing. We're going to support our president and stand for truth. During this same period, the left is going to talk about truth and reconciliation, as in struggle sessions and re education camps. In America, in 2020, have they gone insane, you ask? No. President Trump is revealing who they always were. Brian Dean Wright tweeted on November 6th, AOC, socialist hit list, leftist truth and reconciliation committees equals political violence. Dark times ahead if progressives take power. Dwayne continues. Our system of governance held them back for decades, but they were patient and slowly infiltrated, corrupted, and turned our institutions against us. Marxism is inevitable, you see. Just accept it, like you need to accept Xi talking through Biden's mouth. The mainstream media and big tech are all in. Thousands of patriot accounts are being censored or outright banned every single day as they ratchet up the pressure for us to shut up and accept our newer, gentler, great terror in the form of the Great Reset. Care to guess how much time and money they've invested in that? Every single time they've swung at President Trump, they hit us. Here we are at the end game. And yes, they are ramming President Biden down our throats 24/7. Trump won the election and caught the Democrats engaging in unprecedented election fraud. They are well and truly caught. It's got to play out. All the tainted ballots are going to be tossed. State by state, they will flip from Biden to President Trump as their cheating is revealed in detail and Trump's electoral college points grow past 270 as the Democrats flounder and scream, "It's a coup!" You can tell it's a coup because they act like that every time they don't win. I'm not looking to reconcile with these mental patients. I'll settle for them having zero ability to impact my life. It's what I voted for in 2016, and those evil motherfuckers gave us COVID. Well, now, President Trump is going to deliver in 2020 and utterly crush their great reset into the dirt. They needed to win to implement it here. They didn't. So now they're trying to grab the presidency and shout really, really loudly, "You're trying to steal what's mine!" They thought the massive pressure of DC, rhinos, big tech, and the super duper powerful mainstream media would wear Trump down and ultimately force him to concede. These idiots are going to end up in history books in the same vein as Nazi Germany and the Empire of Japan. All of them sneered at us. They thought we would be pushovers. They hardened fighters, would slap us around a few times, and then we'd ask for terms to avoid any more pain. These Democrats actually live here. They have zero excuse for behaving like this, as it's completely un American. Trump is one of us. These fucking clowns thought they were going to intimidate him. One of the first things Trump did upon entering the Oval Office was to place our electoral system as a component of critical infrastructure, making its protection a matter of national security. That was 2017, folks. Then came the 2018 midterms debacle as red states flipped blue one after another as Democrats gleefully ballot harvested election fraud, then laughed in our faces. "Yeah, we stole it. What you gonna do about it, huh?" Trump formed CISA on November 16th, 2018, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Sounds like he was building a fence after all the cows wandered off, huh? Folks, feds don't monitor critical infrastructure. But do you know who does? The US military. On point since 2017, a year earlier. Theory. Now, this is a theory. The US military, watched the steal in 2018 and figured out how it was being done. We lost the House, which had been stacked with rhinos anyway, was pretty much useless under Paul Ryan, and got the Squad, who were some of the most effective Trump campaign cheerleaders. They then implemented their plan to impeach Trump and failed miserably as Trump prepared for 2020. President Trump warned against mail in ballots for over a year, as Democrats and the mainstream media asked him smarmy questions about accepting the results of the election, as Hillary advised Biden not to concede under any circumstances. Does Biden's non campaign make sense now? They intended to steal that election from day one. They flubbed it up on election night. Trump's red wave must have shocked the hell out of them. They immediately had to stop counting ballots until they could ballot stuff Biden over the top, as Americans watched them. Take a moment to grasp how arrogant and desperate that was. Damning Trump, blaming him for putting them in that position, and then damning us with the next breath for backing him and not their progressive utopia. "Just wait," they muttered, stuffing ballots. "You're next." Confident that their big guns, comprised of the mainstream media and big tech, would force Americans to raise our fists in fear and say, "Please, please don't cancel me." Like I've said, they think their PR campaigns matter, that control of social media is some kind of superpower. Watch them bounce. Where was Trump on election night? He was in the Eisenhower building, monitoring the race and maybe other things. Did you know that that building has a SCIF, sensitive compartmented information facility, place you can't spy on? Trump was prepared for this, so yammer away, you mainstream media hacks. You've been caught. Censor away, big tech. Fight that PR battle. Win it for all I care. Again, when 40% of the country screams, "Trump stole it again," I will give 0.0000001% of a fuck. Nope. Sorry, not even that much. At this stage, they owe me points. Trump's going to beat them bloody with the law. The Democrats' sad ass charade will continue for 1 to 2 more weeks as President Trump slowly, inexorably focuses all the oxygen in the room on his growing number of court victories that reverse the steal, affirming his second term in office when he's inevitably announced all the power his enemies had over the American people will be broken. Then, what I call the reckoning will begin. Ours won't be punitive or political. We'll simply be enforcing American law upon egregious lawbreakers who thought they'd placed themselves above that law for all time. President Trump has said next week will be very revealing. Great results. I'll predict that those results will be in several important fields and addressing several critical topics. Stay tuned and remember, you are witnessing history being made by an American champion. To support the works of Brent Cates, donate any amount at paypal.me/Brent Cates. Also, check out the Americana Rising Teespring store, link in the thread. And I've been taken off of Twitter. So give this video a like and a share if you can. It's basically the only way for me to spread these videos. Thanks again.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.